Hello guys, welcome back. So in today's session, we're going to tackle a very interesting SQL interview question. It's a scenario-based SQL interview question where assume you have a website. Assume you have a website and you want to know the number of new customers and existing customer visited your website in each and every day. So you want to know the number of customer in each and every, the number of new and existing customer visited your website. So let's write order date and then new customer and then repeated. It's custom. Yeah. So we have these dates here. We have the first date is January date 1 of 2025. So January date 1 of 2025, there were 3 customers visited the website. And if you can see this, all of these 3 customers, all of them were new customers. So we can say 2025 date 1, the number of customer visited were 3 and all of them were new. Therefore, we don't have the repeat customers. And then 2025 January date 2, also 2025 January date 2, the number of customer visited the website are 3, and you can see customer ID 200. He previously visited the website, and customer 500 and 600 is their first time to visit the website. That means we're going to have a repeated customer will be 1, the customer ID 200, and we're going to have 2 new customer, the customer 500 and the customer ID 600. So we're going to have 2 new customer and 1 existing or repeated customer. Then January 2025 date 3, we're going to have date 3 we're going to have the 3, we have also 3 customers, and out of those 3 customers, you can see customer ID 200 is a repeated customer, and customer ID 500 is also a repeated customer, because you can see 200 previously visited the website and 500 previously visited the website. So we have 2 repeated customer and 700. It's his or her first time to visit the website. So we have 2 new, no, 1 new customer and 2 repeated customer. So this is the outlook of our final table. So let's get started writing the query so that we can come up with this outlook of our final table. So first of all, we need to find the first order date of each and every customer. So let's find the first order date of each and every customer. Therefore, direct select customer ID, and then first order date. So we can use mean, and then so we are finding the first date of each and every customer. Order date. So we can alias this as first order, first order date from the customer table, which is customer orders. Yeah. And then we can group by, so we are grouping this by customer ID. Customer ID, and then so you can see we have the customer ID and first order date. So I want to merge this first order date with our original table. So let's copy our original table here. So I want to merge this first order dates with the original table. Yeah, so I want to have my first order date merged in this main table. So therefore, we'll have to join these two tables, this one and this one. So with that case, I can use CTE, where I can say with this, let's call this one as T1 as, and then I use these brackets, and I say select star. So let's just give alias this one as C, and then join this one, then join. So we are joining the main table with this one. So this one we've just given a virtual or temporary name called T1. So we are joining the main table with this table, which we've temporarily named it as T1. So we are joining based on C dot customer ID, customer ID equals to T1 dot customer ID. So I want to have all columns of my main table, so I can write C dot star, comma, and then I only interested with the first order column for my T1 table. So I can write T1 dot the first order, column. Yeah, so if we run this, we're going to see our first order date column merged joined into the main table. Yeah. So now we have the first order date column merge into this. So if you observe keenly, you can see that when the customer visited the website for the first time, so for example, customer ID 200, when he visited the website for the first time, so he visited in date 1 of January. So when the customer visited the website for the first time, the order date and the first date, they are equal. So customer ID 200, he visited the website for the first time, and you can see order date and first date are equal. And then customer ID 300, he visited the website for the first time, and you can see the order date and the first date are same to customer ID 400, the order date and the first date are equal. But if you see the customer ID 200, this customer is not visiting the website for the first time. Therefore, you can see this customer is not visiting the website for the first time in date 2. Therefore, you can see the order date and first date, they are not equal. So basically here is when the customer is visiting the website for the first time, the order date and the first date will be equal. And when the customer is visiting the website, we will see the order date and the first date are not equal. Therefore, we can come up with 2 columns to label the customer visiting for the first time, that is the new customer, and the repeated customer. So we can come up with a column here. So let's just create a column to label the new customer and the repeated customer. So we can write case when C dot order dates equals to T1 dot first or the order dates then we can label it as 1 else 0, and then we end as, so this one we can call it as new visit flag. Then we can put a comma, and then we can also just copy this so that you can find the one for repeated. Copy, and then or case when order date is not, so the first one is case when order date is equal to first date, we call it new visit. And when the order date is not equal to first date, we call it repeated. And the order date is not equal to first date, we call it repeated. Let's just call it repeated visit flag. So this one will leave us if you run this, So this one will give us the new visit flag and the repeated visit flag. So we can do the summation of the new visit flag and repeated visit flag, and then we group by order date so that you can get the total number of new visit flag in each and every day. So for that we can also give we can also do CTE for this. So we can write comma, and then we can give this table as T2, and then we can write a query, select. So we want to group the order date, and then we do the summation of the new visit and repeated visit. Therefore we can just write T2 dot order date, and then we do summation, sum of new visits visit flag. So this one we can alias is it as of number of new customers. And then we can also do the comma, and then we can also so this is repeated for repeated repeated visits from our table T2, and then we can group by T2 dot order date, and also decide to order by T2 dot order date. So if you run this, so you can see each and every date we have the number of new customers and the number of we're supposed to say alias this as repeated customer. Yeah. Repeated customer. So you can see each and every date we have the number of new customers and the number of repeated customers.